Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. My name is Kelsey, aka the Empress, and today we are back with another pick a card reading, and we are looking at messages from your ancestors. So right in front of you, we have our 3 different piles to choose from, our 3 different stones to choose from, and I'm going to ask you guys to take a deep breath, really connect to your intuition, connect to your ancestors, and ask which one of these 3 piles is going to bring forth the messages that you need from your ancestors at this time. And here we have pile number 1, 2, and 3, and I will have the timestamps to the beginning of each reading in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comment. So go ahead, take your time, really feel out which pile is calling to you. Pause the video if you still need a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to group number 1. Hello, my beautiful group number 1, those of you that chose the clear quartz point with the first card here, and this card is the Moon and the Lunar Moth. We are looking at messages from your ancestors, and this pile is for you. So the Lunar Moth may be kind of a symbol for you, or a messenger for you to kind of show you who's around for group number 1. So lunar moths may be a kind of a way that your ancestors communicate to you. I'm also definitely feeling very feminine energy with Luna here, with the moon here, and very mysterious energy. I feel like group number 1, your ancestors are wanting to unveil something that has been hidden from you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into your reading, group number 1, and see what your ancestors want you to know. Group number 1. Tuning into group number 1, what do your ancestors want you to know at this time? So something I'm hearing for you guys is that sometimes things may look or feel scarier than they are. Interesting. So some of you guys may be stuck in like a fear-based energy right now, like you're scared of something happening, or you're scared of something in particular. I'm really picking up on like the fear of the lunar moth, or like the fear of spiders. And sometimes, like, although those fears are very real, sometimes some of the fears that we have, no matter how real they are, you know, we can feel them. That fear is there. Sometimes they can be kind of hindering us because the thing that we're scared of isn't going to cause us harm. So there's something here about that. But let's go ahead. Group number 1, we have revenge. 8th house energy, Scorpio energy. I do feel like group number 1, you may be kind of looking for a reason as to why somebody did something, or like you may be kind of diving down a rabbit hole where it's like you are convinced that somebody has done you wrong even though they haven't, and this is coming out of past experiences. So there may be a lot of trust issues coming up, especially with the moon energy here. We also have accusation, Taurus energy, and we have indecision with Libra energy, 7th house. So there's a lot of kind of relationship energy here, whether it's romantic or not. It definitely can be, but there's very like stubborn, stuck energy here with this Taurus energy as well. I feel like group number 1, your ancestors are wanting to come through and talk to you about learning how to trust what's right in front of you versus what you think is going to happen again, or versus being convinced that somebody is lying to you or going to do you wrong. There's something here where there is a lot of like mistrust, and it causes you to make decisions based off of what you're fearing is going to happen versus what is actually happening in reality. So I feel like your ancestors really want you to work on learning how to trust again. After maybe a very painful heartbreak or a loss, or however that came through for you, there's just definitely something here where it's like maybe you were cheated on, somebody betrayed you in some way, shape, or form, and it's causing you to kind of, accuse or react to that betrayal in the rest of your relationships. Like you're unable to really allow others to get close to you. You're unable to trust what people say or what people are actually doing, because it's like you're just waiting for the other foot to drop. You're waiting for the hat to drop. You're waiting for everything they said to you to be a lie, and I don't really think that currently in your situation, whether this is coming out in your relationships with friends, with family, with a romantic partner, I don't feel like this is the case right now. And I feel like your ancestors also want you to really recognize how your past experiences, your past relationships, for some of you guys, even like past life relationships, are impacting your ability to connect now. You may be feeling very lonely or very alone, and a big part of this is the inability to truly connect out of fear of heartbreak or fear of betrayal. There's a big fear of betrayal here. And it's like, even though maybe some people in your life have never given you a reason to believe that they would betray you, it's like you're still skeptical of them and their intentions towards you. So there's something here about really needing to understand that energy about yourself better in order to heal it, understand where it's coming from or why it's happening or what triggers it. Group number 1. But let's pull some tarot. We have the 8 of Cups. Yeah, let go, despair, soul journey, aura cleanse, wake up potion, the void. And I feel like you guys are in a period of your life right now where there is a big need to let go of the past, to walk away from the kind of emotional baggage that you've been carrying around that is really enhancing or even causing you to take these actions against the people that are in your life now. Interesting. I'm also hearing something, group number 1, about like, if you've chosen to give somebody a second chance, there's a need to give them that chance instead of automatically accusing them of their wrongs in the past. There's a need to allow people to fix their mistakes. There's a need to focus on forgiveness instead of maybe throwing the past wrongs in their face every time something happens that you don't like. Or this could be vice versa. This could be somebody doing this to you, or even both. And there's a need to really release the past in order to move forward. So there's a need to really explore those emotions. Group number 1, letting go of the past isn't as easy as just being like, well, I'm going to let go of this. I'm going to forgive you. There's really, truly a need to consciously acknowledge these emotions and how they're impacting you and how they're impacting your life, and learning how to move differently in your life now so that you're not attached to this emotional reaction anymore, or this emotional charge anymore. We also have death coming out. There's definitely a lot of the number 8 energy here. Death is the 8th card in the major arcana. We have the 8 of elixirs. We have the 8th house, Scorpio energy, mysterious energy, transformative energy, but also like this very deep, almost hidden energy. You know, the occult is very 8th house, very Scorpio energy. And so this ancestor that's coming through may very much so be like the bloodline that was a healer or a witch or a part of the occult, or you know, something like that as well. And that may be part of why you're connected to this ancestor so strongly. But with the Death card here, I'm really feeling like there's, again, a need to put the past to rest, a need to allow yourself to make those different choices moving forward instead of acting from the past emotional charges. There's a need for change here. That's what this is saying. A need to move forward differently than the way you've been doing it. A need to think, react, and feel differently than the way you've been moving in your reality right now. Again, this kind of energy of like moving from a threat that isn't there. And this can come from your childhood, even group number 1, like being stuck in that fight or flight mode, really having to assume the worst or having to always prepare for the worst type energy here. And your ancestors are coming forth really wanting you to learn how to come out of that energy now. It's time to move past that energy. It's time to change. It's time to move from a place of love, from a place of trust, and from a place of healing instead of fear, instead of mistrust, and instead of accusations, instead of skepticism. I mean, healthy skepticism is good, but if you are assuming that every single person that comes into your life has bad intentions, there's a need to explore that. Because, you know, honestly, most people don't have bad intentions. They may make bad decisions. They may cause you, you know, emotional pain. They may break your heart. They may do things in the moment that they shouldn't have done. A lot of people make mistakes, right? But most people don't intend to make those mistakes, and they also don't intend to cause harm to other people. I'm not saying that's never the case, but most of the time, you know, it's not people's daily goal to wake up and hurt the people that they say they love. So I do group number 1. There's also something else coming through here about really needing to maybe even explore the type of love that you were raised around or that you grew up in, like the kind of relationship dynamics that you were raised around, and really explore if that's the kind of love that you truly desire, or if that's really the kind of, you know, love that has formed you into believing that maybe toxicity or betrayal, drama, even kind of like being stuck in toxic relationships is love. Is that something that you grew up around, and is that what you're believing is love, or believing is a relationship dynamic that everybody has? There's a need to explore that as well. I feel like you guys are kind of stuck in this loop. And then we have the sun. Oh, I love it so much. So there is clarity coming for you. Your ancestors want you to know that. Even in the dark, the moon illuminates, right? So even when you have no idea what's going on, when you feel like you're lost, when you feel like you can't see, when you feel like you have no idea where you're going, or when you feel like things are being hidden, you know, the truth will be revealed and you will be able to see more clearly. I feel like this is going to come after, you know, this conscious choice to move forward from this past relationship patterning that you've been in. So for some of you guys, I really do feel like you were stuck in a toxic relationship cycle, very much so up and down, very much so stuck in that loop. Almost, yeah, just stuck in that loop. Those of you that have been there, you know what I'm talking about. And that is still impacting your ability to connect now. And your ancestors are coming forth saying, you know, you're safe now. It's time to really change the way you are moving, because you're no longer in that cycle. Or for some of you, it's time to break that cycle, regardless of how that comes forth for you. It's time to break that cycle in order for you to be able to heal, in order for you to be able to move forward, in order for you to be able to see clearly, to be able to see the truth of your reality now, instead of viewing everything through this distorted perception of your past pain. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 1. If you enjoyed this reading, if it brought you value, please hit that like button. It truly does help to support the channel. Consider subscribing if you feel called to do so. I thank you guys so incredibly much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 2. Those of you that chose the red Jasper point, this reading is for you, and your card here is the gift. Okay, and we are looking at messages from your ancestors. And as I was tuning into your reading here, group number 2, I was tapping into the energy of this message and your ancestors. And kind of the energy that came through was that there is, you know, a gift coming your way, and it's something that's kind of been woven into the tapestry of your destiny. This is something that you've been working towards for a long time, and I love that. I feel like there's been some sort of dedication, some sort of commitment, some sort of work that you've been doing for a period of time that you are going to be almost like rewarded for here. There is major blessings coming your way, group number 2, and I love that. I absolutely love that for you. Let's go ahead and get into your reading here and see what your ancestors want to tell you about today for group number 2. What do your ancestors want you to know? Group number 2. There is kind of like an alchemy vibe here with this gift here. It's reminding me also of like the golden, like a gold bar. And it's like something transforming from lead into gold type energy. Interesting. We have companionship coming forth, 7th house energy. Soul tribe energy. We have loss coming forth, 12th house energy, Pisces energy. And we also have drama coming forth with 5th house energy, Leo energy. Interesting. So group number 2, I feel like for a lot of you guys, what this is saying here is that previously in your life, or, you know, maybe even currently still for some of you in your life, there's been a lot of loss, but a lot of what I want to say is like unhealthy dynamics in relationships. There's been a lot of drama. Maybe you were raised around that type of energy, like the drama, the gossip, you know, talking about other family members. And then maybe there was a loss that brought a lot of you guys back together. For some of you, but even if, you know, you haven't come back together, that's okay. That doesn't mean this reading isn't for you. There's just something here where it's like there was in your life a lot of drama, a lot of self-centered, a lot of self-sacrifice. I feel like I feel this strong energy of like I have given up every part of me to make somebody else happy or to make sure other people's needs were met. You know, maybe a life of poverty, a life of almost like the series of unfortunate events. Like I just really feel like there was just one thing after another that happened that maybe caused you to have to continue to give and to give and to give and to give, and you constantly put yourself last out of this need to make sure other people were okay. And your ancestors are coming forth saying, you know, we see you. We see you, and yours is coming. Everything that you deserve is coming, and more. Group number 2. Okay. So let's pull some tarot. Group number 2. There's definitely like a sense of poverty here that I feel like you're going to be rising above. Some of you guys are going to be going into business with somebody, or you're going to be gaining a business partner as well, or an investor, or somebody who just really believes in your vision that's going to support you, even if it's just, you know, emotionally. There's a support system coming in for group number 2. Let's pull some tarot. We have the 5 of elixirs, or I'm sorry, the 10 of elixirs. And this is happiness, harmony, the happy family type energy. Right underneath companionship, there is that support system, that happiness, that fulfillment. I love that for you. A lot of happiness, a lot of dream fulfillment, a lot of emotional satisfaction coming in after a long period of sadness or loss or drama, you know. We also have the 2 of coins coming out on top of loss here. And I'm really seeing this particular 2 of coins being kind of like being pulled in 2 different directions. Like, I don't know, I feel like group number 2, a lot of you guys have had to really almost juggle. I'm seeing this as like juggling. You always had to juggle like what was most important, where you're going to put your energy, your resources at today, what needed your attention right now, like you really lived day to day, you know, paycheck to paycheck. For some of you guys, maybe you're still living this way, and that's okay. That is being like truly acknowledged here for some reason. Your ancestors really want you to know that they see the struggle and they see how you've coped with this and how well you're doing, even though it's like the odds are stacked against you. And it's like this constant juggling act of trying to hold everything up, hold everything together. Some of you guys may be receiving an inheritance. Or it's like maybe you lost your home, or something like that happened. And you're going to find like this group of people that come together to help you rebuild or to donate or, you know, things like that as well. So this is going to be a little bit different for everybody here because this is a general reading, but yeah, your ancestors see. They see you. They see how hard you've worked to hold everything together. They see what you've lost, and they are sending in gold. They're sending in a soul tribe to help support you at this time, whether it be monetarily, physically, mentally, emotionally. But they just really want you to know that your happiness is on its way. Again, like I said in the beginning, it's like something has been woven into the tapestry of your life, like of your destiny. Like, interesting. We also have the Six of Elixirs. Yeah, so what I'm really seeing with this is it's like this tapestry had to be like almost unwoven. You had to go through all of these bad things to get to the good things. And you know, that can really suck sometimes. But I feel like that's what's been happening for you. Like, it's almost like your soul chose to experience a different side of the coin in this lifetime. Like your soul really wanted to explore new territory, almost like with this lab's energy here, like really wanted to test out new experiences and new environments and new lifestyles and new ways of living. And it's like you're finally getting through that part of this lifetime, and you're going to be coming into a life that's much more fulfilled emotionally and in your environment. Your needs are going to be met better. Yeah, your ancestors are really just wanting you to know that help is on the way, regardless of whatever kind of help it is that you need, or even multiple different kinds of help that you need that's going to help you come into abundance or come out of poverty, to come in out of loneliness and into a community. There is help on the way, and your ancestors really, really want you to know that, okay, group number 2. But this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful souls that chose this pile. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, if it brought you value, please hit that like button, as it truly does help to support the channel. And consider subscribing if you feel called to do so you don't miss out when I post future videos like this. I thank you guys so very much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, my beautiful group number 3. Those of you that chose pile number 3 here with this hematite point, this is your reading, and the card you guys chose is the Samhain with the cat. And we are looking at messages from your ancestors, okay, group number 3. So I do want to start off by saying that I do feel like you guys are currently in a season of, you know, shedding. And I also feel like the cat is an animal guide for you right now. For some of you guys, maybe even more of a familiar. There may be like a passed on cat that you had in your life that connects with you from the other side. Mediumship abilities for sure for some of you guys. But definitely Samhain, this is the energy of the ancestors reaching out to you, right? And I definitely feel like autumn is going to be a very significant season for you. A season of harvest, a season of abundance, because I feel like there's something here where it's like you're going to have a lot saved up, a lot stored up. Some of you guys may be trying to save money for a significant purchase, and maybe that's going to occur, you know, in October or November for you. But let's go ahead, you guys, and get into your reading and see what your ancestors want to say to you. They definitely want you to spend more time with them. Maybe creating an offering or an ancestor altar is something that I'm seeing here, to just acknowledge them. So maybe some of your ancestors, group number 3, were kind of always in the spotlight. Maybe they were the leader of the pack. Maybe they were, you know, the glue that held everything together for some of you guys. Or maybe they were literally like the star of a show, or something like that. There's just something here where they really want to be, acknowledged. Group number 3, what do your ancestors want to say to you today? Group number 3. We have influence, 7th house energy. And Lilith energy. I do feel like group number 3, there's something here where it's like you are being asked to do something that maybe other people view as unacceptable or tell you is wrong, but you know in your heart that maybe it isn't. There's just something here where it's like, don't let outsiders, don't let people who don't know tell you that what you're doing is wrong or that you're going to regret your decisions or anything like that. It's like, don't let the collective influence your choices for your own life. That's a big message here. We also have domination coming out, 9th house energy. There's this feeling of being very weighted down, which I felt immediately with this hematite. Hematite is a very heavy stone. It's a very heavy stone. And there's something here about like not letting life get you down, but also not letting others like dominate you or like make you conform to their ideas or their belief systems. Like there's something very significant about that here for you, group number 3. Like, don't allow other people to force you into submission, okay? Whether that be with spiritual beliefs, whether that be with, you know, the decisions you make in regards to the direction you want your life to go, whether that be in your beliefs surrounding love and relationships, it doesn't matter. Don't allow others to force you into submission to conform to their ideas of what that's supposed to be, okay? And then we have riches with the 10th house energy, Capricorn energy, Saturn energy. Yeah, so there's a big message here that, you know, your determination will be rewarded. It will pay off. You will reap the rewards. You will come into harvest. It will be worth it, whatever this is for you, group number 3. There's something here where maybe you're in a period of like doubting, you know, have I gone down the wrong path? Was everybody else right to tell me that I was, you know, wasting my time, or that this was the wrong path, or that I was wrong? No, group number 3, no. Your ancestors want you to know that you are on the right path. And even though right now it may be a lonely path, or it may be a path that causes you to have to separate from others for a while, or may cause you, it may also reveal to you other people's like true self. You may have experienced other people being like very harsh or very mean to you about the decisions that you've made because they didn't fall in line with their beliefs or what they thought was right. But your ancestors want you to know that you are on the right path, and it is going to pay off, okay? Even the bottom of this deck, we have more 10th house energy with organization, and we have this kind of energy of that harvest again, the abundance of the work, of the hard work that you've been putting in, even though there's been so much resistance and so much, you know, outside influences and outside opinions and beliefs trying to cause you to submit or conform to a different way of life, a different way of being, a different belief system. Don't give in to those, okay, group number 3. Trust yourself, like really embody that energy of the cat, right? Do what you like. Nobody can tell a cat what to do or where to go or how to get there or when to go. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that your ancestors want you to embody right now. Like really not allowing others to dictate the direction of your life in any way, shape, or form. So let's pull some tarot. Group number 3. We have the One of Elixirs. Follow your heart. Follow your desires. You know, don't do what doesn't feel good. Don't do things that go against your own happiness or your own desires or your own dream fulfillment, your own satisfaction to make other people happy. We also have the Eight of Rods coming out. I feel like you guys are going to have people, it's almost like people telling you, like having 8 people around you telling you something different about how you should move forward. But there's going to be a lot of information coming at you, a lot of messages coming at you. I do feel like group number 3, there's something here about receiving a text or an email or a letter or some sort of communication that is going to be very exciting for you. It's going like a collaboration, or you know, somebody may be really liking the work that you're doing or offering to take you on as an apprentice or to hire you in some way, shape, or form. There's definitely something here where you're going to be receiving an offer or an opportunity to work with somebody that can really help your progression move along quicker in some way, shape, or form. I love that. And then we also have the Two of Coins. Yeah, so I really feel like, you guys, there's definitely a need to follow your own truth. Like, don't allow yourself to get caught in this back and forth energy within yourself, within your actions, within your beliefs of like, well, I don't want to lose this person in my life, so there's something here about like making sure, like, compromise in a situation is beautiful, but compromising yourself in a situation is toxic, and there's a need to know the difference and to be very wary of that. Like, don't compromise yourself in a situation to make sure somebody doesn't leave, or to make sure somebody you know, is nice to you, or to make sure somebody is okay with you in some way, shape, or form. There's something very significant about that, that your ancestors really want you to embrace, to embody, okay? Compromise in a situation is beautiful. Compromising yourself in a situation is toxic. Don't compromise yourself. Don't submit. Don't conform. Don't allow others' opinions or ideas to cause you to stray off of your own path. And I'm not entirely sure what this is surrounding, whether this is surrounding, maybe some of you guys are really wanting to get into some sort of spiritually based business. Maybe you're reading tarot, maybe you're doing readings for other people, communicating, mediumship abilities coming through here. And maybe you've been kind of, demonized for that, if you will. There's something about that coming through here. Religious-based trauma coming through here. People telling you that what you're doing is wrong for some reason or another. And I feel like it's going to be different for everybody how that comes through, as this is a general reading. But don't compromise yourself. And your ancestors want you to know that you are on the right path, and you will be successful on this path, okay? But this is what I'm seeing for my beautiful group number 3. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated with you, if it brought you value, please hit that like button, as it truly does help to support the channel. And consider subscribing if you feel called to do so. I thank you guys so incredibly much for joining me here today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.